Okay. Well, obviously the result wasn't what we wanted, but I did think overall collectively as a team we made improvements from last Monday. So, you know, we're on this journey each and every game to continue to get better and look at different combinations of guys. And for the most part, I thought our guys played hard. They competed. We had a little 4 or 5 minute stretch there where the guys didn't compete. We got beat to a couple loose balls. Should have dove on the floor. Got beat in transition D for an and one. But overall, from game 1 to game 2, now game 3, we made progress. Some guys stepped up. I thought did some really nice things, and we got to get ready to go to Muncie. It doesn't get any easier on Saturday.
And I guess there was a lot of struggle on. They were putting up threes at the end of the first, but the count was 9 for 23. How can they be more maybe more consistent there?
You mean for us to be more consistent? I think ultimately the shot selection piece. We rushed a couple tonight, but I think on the same token, early in the first half, we missed some opportunities. We overpassed. And I know that sounds, like a crazy comment, but we passed up some really good shots and ended up taking a tougher shot at the end of the day. So those are correctable things. I can appreciate guys trying to make the next right pass, and they probably should have shot it, to be honest. So it's a combination of taking the right ones when they're available, and then being a little bit more patient, in certain situations and not rushing our threes. As we got into the game.
I know you were saying, got to try to find those rotations. We're working through it.
Wow.
It really felt like the bench was what drove you today. It felt
Yeah.
like, it didn't matter. It was Bruno first half, it was Camp off second half. Like those guys really stepped up and then Cook.
Yep. Tyron did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physicality in the valley. Smallest guy on the floor, and he wasn't afraid to go up to the rim every single time.
No, absolutely, and that's what I told him in the locker room. Look, there, you go back and. Obviously, we didn't start the game very well. Got down, I think it was 11-2, and then the start of the second half, we got off to a slow start. So again, it's about trying to find the right combinations of guys that put us in the best position, to win that game. And that's a learning curve for us as a staff. It's a learning curve for some of the players. A lot of these guys are used to playing 30 minutes no matter what. And some nights your number's not going to get called, or it may only get called for 3 or 4 minutes. So that's certainly an adjustment guys have to go through. But overall, I thought some guys, especially off the bench, really stepped up and gave us quality minutes.
You hear the saying with adversity that you can either face it or tuck
Yep.
your tail and run away. These guys did not do that. They didn't tuck their tail at all. They faced it head on.
Yep.
Got down early in the second half. What does that show as a head coach to these guys?
Well, I'm really proud of them. I mean, the first run, you're down 11-2 right out of the gate on your home court. That's not ideal start, but that group clawed back and found a way. And then there, midway through the second half, I think we got down as many as 12. We called timeout, we sub in, and that group there really brought us back. They really competed at a very high level. So you're definitely proud as a coach, and that's something that we want to continue to embrace as this team. That's a non-negotiable. You've got to play with great effort, and you got to be a great teammate. And those guys that were out there on the court during that run, they played with a tremendous amount of effort.
The play call with about 8 seconds left. What was the thought process? Why didn't they wait until maybe around the buzzer to shoot that?
Well, the biggest thing there is, unfortunately, I had to use all my timeouts, to stop runs and get guys settled down. And, in hindsight, you'd love to have had a timeout there, but trying to, Janai was just trying to make a basketball play, and he kind of got caught up in the moment. And again, you can't fault him for that. It's a learning experience. He's a sophomore, and it's his first year playing Division I basketball, and he was just trying to make a winning play. And unfortunately, it wasn't the right play at that time, but that's something we're going to learn from. And I've got to do a better job of coaching him on that and putting him in a better position where he understands, time and score, and so we can get a better shot in that particular situation.
rotation thing? I know that's something that we're going to talk about all year.
Yeah, we get some juggling balls out.
Right?
Yeah.
SIUE, they felt like they went small to get Marcus off the floor.
Yeah.
And it just looked like a different physicality team, especially there down the stretch. I mean, Derek's doing what he can, but it looked like SIUE.
Yeah, and they had some tough matchups for us. 21 for them. When they did go small, that kid, really got some big rebounds there late, and it comes down to some matchups. And throughout the course of the game, you try to go small, go big, ride the hot hand. The lineup that's really getting it going. So, but I have the utmost confidence in Marcus and Derek are a great tag team, if you will, at the 5 spot. I think for 40 minutes tonight, what those guys, Marcus had 8 and 4, and Derek had 5 rebounds or 5 points, so you got 13 points and a handful of rebounds from those guys. That's not bad at the 5 spot for us and where we are. Those guys will continue to get better. Need them to play with a little bit more force around the rim. I thought they settled a little bit, but again, it's the learning process, and again, it goes back to we got to continue to coach them up, watch more film, and we're going to get there. I'm happy with the way those two are playing off of each other and kind of subbing in.
Like you said, I mean, it doesn't get any easier with Ball State coming
No.
up. You're getting a handful of sparks, down the paint on top of the guards and wings running around.
No question. It's going to be again, it's going to be a different environment too. It's our first road game. This and going to Muncie, in-state rivalry game. It's going to be a great experience, and it's going to be an opportunity for us to, have those shared experiences together as a team. And, we're going to Thursday be prepared, ready to rock and roll, and then Friday head to Muncie, and then, Saturday at 2 we're going to have, a full team ready to go, play hard, compete, and be great teammates.
Having Aaron back in the lineup, obviously something that helps your team out immensely.
He did. He got 10 rebounds tonight, 5 on the offensive glass, and the one thing, and you got to think about this with Aaron, this is his first start as a senior. And you could really tell in the first 4 minutes, or at least I could, that he was nervous. And he was very anxious, and he was wanting to do the right thing. And, that's why I kind of subbed him early just to get him calmed down. And then I think as the game wore on, Aaron kept getting better and better and better. So, again, we're looking for big things from Aaron, and I think – we have to take a step back and realize he didn't really play much last year. And, this is his first start in front of, the home fans. So, again, he's going to continue to get better. And, again, I just loved his compete factor, especially there in the second half.
Well, and you touched on it there, that quick hook. I mean, Camp talked about it even there, too. When he was at Rice last year, he felt like, I had to make the most of my 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
That'd be all I get. There are a lot of guys in that locker room this year that are feeling that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety with it, but, and again, you got to take the good and the bad. This year's team, you're only going to bury yourself if you're selfish, if you don't play hard, and you're not a great teammate. Otherwise, just because you miss shots, you're not going to bury yourself. You got to keep playing hard. You got to keep competing, because we never know what combination of guys might end up working on that particular night. And I think it's, throughout the season, at least until we get into conference play, probably in January, or maybe it might even take till February. I don't know. It's an all hands on deck approach. There's no set, rotations, and nobody's got a spot secured or anything like that. We're at game 3. Game 3 of we're guaranteed 32 games, 32 opportunities. So we have 29 more guaranteed opportunities, to continue to fight, continue to get better. And the guys in the locker room that understand that, those are the ones that are going to play.
So now going into Ball State, what are you taking from tonight?
Well, the biggest thing is we showed we could handle some adversity. And, whether it was a slow start in each half or, getting down 12 with, I don't know what it was, 8, 9, 10 minutes to go, that we were able to take a punch and we fought back and tied the game. So being able to handle that adversity, I was really pleased. I think for me, that was the biggest thing. We took a couple punches, and we were able to fight back and put ourselves in a position, to win the basketball game. And obviously we didn't, but we at least had a chance to do it at the end.
Aaron, I mean, obviously not the just talk about how good it had to feel to see this team go down double digits halfway, 10 minutes left in the game, and you battle back, you tie it, you actually are, showing that resolve that now you just got to get over that hump and actually finish the game.
Yeah, I think we're a young team. We're still trying to learn each other. I think it just showed our resilience, and when things get hard, how we can come together and try and chip away at deficits. So I'm not happy with the result, but I'm proud of the effort and the guys that came in and made an impact.
Camp, you had a big shot out there tonight. What do you see from yourself overall?
I kind of had my reputation as a shooter. I started the game a little cold, but I just knew AG was telling me, keep shooting, like you put in too many hours to quit shooting, so I just trusted it, and it fell.
What are you looking to see for the rest of this season?
Like AG said, we're a young team, so there's going to be bumps and roadblocks that we'll run into, but I just want to see us keep fighting and keep playing hard like we did in that game.
Camp, I mean, obviously with your role, kind of just being the guy who you don't know if you're going to get 6 minutes, you don't know if you're going to get 30, come off the bench, that spark plug energy. Just how good of a feeling was it to see that first one go down and then know, okay, it's just game on at this point?
Yeah, it was a great feeling. Last year I was at Rice, I really didn't get much playing time, and this year to be able to come off the bench and help the team out, it felt great.
Kemp, first time playing at the Holman Center, you're right in the hot hand with the 3-ball. How was that playing in front of that crowd?
It was really awesome. Honestly, after I hit that one of those threes, I had like this feeling over my body that I'd never felt before. It was pretty awesome.
The 3 balls were flowing, but they weren't always falling. I mean, at the break, it was 9 for 23. How can you guys be maybe more? How can you guys be more efficient there?
I think just keep trusting our threes, and I mean, there's going to be games where you don't shoot as well. So just complementing that with playing hard on D and having each other's backs, crashing the boards too when we're not shooting well, and getting good rebounds, getting second chances.
Aaron, I mean, the physicality that's coming from conference play comes. This one felt pretty physical down in the paint for you tonight. How do you and the other returners, JD, Derek, get these guys mentally ready for, hey, when we hit Valley play, it's going to be a lot of banging down in the paint. We're going to have to really kind of step it up.
Just giving them the best look that they can possibly get in practice. Not being, calling fouls and taking it easy on them. So, I mean, I think that, and then just really putting emphasis on how important the weight room is, working out with Logan, and they'll be just fine.
Aaron, the team struggled at times on the glass. How can they work to maybe strengthen that?
Just being more collective on the glass. I didn't think we did too bad. I mean, I think guys did the best that they could, and it just showed that there was some lapses, but I think we'll get over that.
More so, I noticed on the offensive side of things, when you put shots up, they would come back off the rim. How can you guys work to maybe grab those moments?
Just being more aggressive. Just going to the glass and just being relentless in that fact, and just going. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I think if you don't go, you don't get them. So when we just start going, and some are going to go our way and some aren't. So